Welcome into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. Got a little bit of an echo. So check and see if audition is on.
That's usually what does it.
There we go. Perfect. Fantastic. Welcome into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. I am Scott Beason. I'm here. It is a Wednesday, the 5th day of August in the year of our Lord 2026. Big Sky Mountain Mosley is not with us. We hope he's having a fantastic vacation, but we got Mr. Terry doing a fantastic job for us, making sure we keep it between the ditches. Jay's also helping us stay out of the ditches, which is a challenge at all times on this program, but it's all going to be good. And Ann Eubank is with me. Ann, how are you?
Good.
You're good? You're just plain old good, not special good. Terry, how are you?
I'm doing well, sir.
You're doing good? Fantastic.
Yes.
All right. So don't be nervous. Like I said, I'm absolutely being straight up. If problems occur, most of the time it's my fault, so I do not get stressed out when things don't go perfectly well. I told Terry before the show started, Ann, and well, you probably heard it, but the listeners didn't hear, that if something goes wrong, that's fine. If we go off, I'll just eat my eggs and my donut hole and wait on them to be fixed. There's a chance that will not be here in just a few seconds. At the next break, it is absolutely gone.
But Terry, let me tell you, problems of electronic type happen often.
Yes, ma'am.
In this show.
Unfortunately, I'm very aware of that.
Okay, just
Thank you.
Well, we do more than a lot of people do. That's the other thing.
I have a
It's
camera
easy.
and 6 computers and a board, and you have to press all those buttons.
Make it all work right at the right time, and
Yeah.
and hopefully we're not talking during the breaks, but sometimes that has occurred.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question.
You told me you were going to ask me a question.
Well, this one's a somewhat easy question.
Okay.
And so the story that I saw was that a federal judge, this is from the Los Angeles Times, which used to be one of my favorite publications.
Yeah, always.
Well, mostly because it's very, very entertaining. It is crazy, loony town. And when you read the Los Angeles Times for a little while, you see why the people of California are as nuts as they are. Because they thought that was, they thought they were getting the real news. They thought they were getting truth, and the Los Angeles Times was shuffling them towards insanity. But so this is the story, and I because they want me to sign up for their subscription. It makes it a little harder for me to read. Federal judge holds government in civil contempt for not imaging immigration agents' personal phones. What? So you got to let that sink in a little bit. A federal judge, this is a story by Brittany Neha. The California judge held the government in civil contempt for defying an order to forensically image agents' personal phones from the Los Angeles immigration operations. So,
Isn't that what flock cameras do?
well, what he or she is wanting, and then I'll tell you why I don't know if it's he or she. My understanding is that imaging a phone means I want all the files off the phone.
Exactly right.
I want to know everything that's in that phone.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to ask yourself, it is a female.
Oh.
Why would she want the phones, the personal phones? Because she is upset about ICE going after illegal aliens is what she's upset about.
Is she legal?
Well, you ask such good questions, Ann Eubank. This is the U.S. District Federal Judge. Okay? It is a she. Mommy or Mammy Maame, Mame, Mayame,
Could be
any of those. Mayame, Ewusi. And then what I like is when people look at, because people in their cars driving have the same look on their face as you do, which is, Scott, you are not hooked on Pahonics. No, I am hooked on Pahonics. It is EWUSI. Ewusi. Mammy Ewusi Mensa. There's a hyphen between there. It's Ewusi Mensa. Frimpong. Now again, I am hooked on Pahonics. Frimpong.
Frimpong.
Yeah, it's normal. Yeah, absolutely normal. Scott Beason, how dare you make fun of someone's name? Well, here's my thing. Mamie Ewusi Mensa Frimpong ordered the government to pay $500 a day until they provide the imaging of the personal phones of the agents. Now,
Oh boy.
what I guess Mammy Ewusi Mensa Frimpong, the Honorable, is looking for is she wants to know if on those phones. Now, this is just me guessing from my experience with federal judges, especially crazy ones like they have in parts of Montgomery down there. My favorite judge.
Which you have had experience with that.
They are looking for comments that the judge can say are racist. Because federal judges believe, number one, they can see into the heart and soul of people. They also have these little caveats in some of these civil rights laws that say if I can say, if I'm the judge, if I can point out something that I think is racist in any fashion, it doesn't even have to be racist, I can call out whole chunks of government activity, no matter how lawful it is, and say that it was done because of racism and therefore it cannot be enforced. That is what I think the Honorable Frimpong is looking for.
Okay, here's the other. Does she not understand that could be considered as doxing? And that's against federal law?
The federal government says we don't have control over people's personal phones. Why would we? What are you asking for? But that's not my big question. My big question for you is, can everybody truly be American? Can anybody truly be American? Because that's what we were taught our whole entire lives, that anyone can become American. So don't answer that question, because I have a theory on it. I thought about it on the way down here. But that is the question, because we were told and have been told for decades that anyone can become American. We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
You're listening. every time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
You can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. We've got to fight the fight. We've got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic. Welcome back in,
And
everybody.
welcome back.
There we go. Very, very good. Welcome back into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. I'm Scott Beason, and Eubank is with me. You can check us out over on YouTube as well. Go to Scott Beason, Beason, and check out live, and you can see Ann and her smiling face here on a Wednesday morning. And so I went through the story of the federal judge in California. Scott, you shouldn't make fun of somebody's name. Okay, I get it. Ann asked during the break, I think you asked, who appointed her?
Yeah.
And I said, well, Craig Zoll would tell me that it was not Trump, it was not Bush, it was not Ronald Reagan, because if one of those presidents had appointed Ping Pong or whatever her name was, I've closed the article now, the Los Angeles Times would have pointed that out because they would have used that to say, see, this is a judge that ought to be on the side of Donald Trump, but they're not because they are so smart. But the question really was, and this is a serious question for the people of the United States, is can everyone be an American? Now, what we were taught is, and I guess I need to get my phrases right, we thought anyone can become an American.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of what we probably should have thought was some people are capable of becoming Americans.
Yeah.
Better.
And there's a different thing there, isn't there, Terry? Is it that
Totally.
we were taught anyone can become. So what that tells people, little kids sitting in schools, heads full of mush, hey, anybody who manages to wander on to the land that is the United States, they're an American. Yeah. We have a big old statue that might have been a pagan statue, might have been somebody else, but we have a statue. If you wander by it, you're an American. It's awesome. And you can come from terrible places. You can bring all your terrible stuff with you, but you're an American because you managed to stand on this property. But we're seeing that people apparently no longer come to America to be Americans.
Bingo.
They come to America to live in America and enjoy her blessings, enjoy her abundance, but not become Americans.
Right.
Bingo.
They refuse to assimilate into American values.
Exactly.
And appreciate American history and American freedoms. They come here to take from us.
Yep.
Because we're stupid enough to give them everything free.
Mm-hmm. And then
they are not Americans. They live in America.
Right. So here's the problem. If we have this mindset that says that anyone can become an American, they show up on the soil, and they're residing here, lo and behold, they end up becoming federal judges. They end up becoming college professors. They end up becoming
Doctors.
Some of them become lawyers, and I guess that's how you become the federal judge.
Or they bring it with them, and it may or may not be real.
What? Oh, the degree?
Yeah.
Well, that's possible too. I haven't thought about that as an option.
Yeah.
But so you end up with someone who becomes a federal judge, and then they have they're in opposition to the United States. They're in opposition to the traditions. They're in opposition to Western civilization. They don't care about the country itself.
Exactly.
And we end up with the problems that we have, but it's too many of us are afraid to say that you don't just become an American because you manage to wander in to our boundaries.
And she's in opposition to the American government.
Well, we don't care as Americans. We had the guy a couple years ago that said he had disdain or disregard, or I don't even care to look at the U.S. Constitution. He was a federal judge, and there was almost no movement to have him. I think he's still a federal judge. How can you openly say, I don't care about the U.S. Constitution, and us not be able to impeach you?
So did you see Mark Wayne Mullins yesterday? And I started to send it to you, where he said they have 900,000 people a year become citizens.
Mm-hmm.
How?
That's the legal way.
That's legal.
Right.
The legal way to become an American citizen, 900,000 a year. That's almost 1 million people every year.
Right. And we've been doing that for
Who
40,
are
50,
they?
40, 50 years.
Why are we doing this to ourselves? And that's a rhetorical question.
Well, one thing we're doing is, again, it is what we're taught. It is what we understand. I remember when I was doing the anti-illegal immigration stuff here in the state of Alabama, which is what? Now it's been over a decade.
A long time ago.
A long time. We got 3 minutes, Terry?
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
good.
sir.
The fact that people, well, I didn't know it until I was embroiled in the battle. The fact that people are completely unaware that there was a point in U.S. history where we as Americans and the American government said, you know what? We are done. We're wiping our hands. No more immigration.
Yep.
No more legal immigration. We're just done. We don't care who you are. Stop it. Oh, no, but what about the huddled masses? And we've got the statue, and we got an island just made for it. They said, we are stopping. You don't wander across the border. You don't show up on a boat. We don't care how hungry you are. We don't care if there's a potato famine. We do not care if you're a refugee from the Middle East. Done. To see people's faces when I told them that we have done that.
Yes.
They just would get big-eyed and were just like, that can't be. That cannot be. Because just saying, hey, we don't want illegal aliens was more than they could tolerate in their little wimpy souls. And to think that we said, no, we don't want illegal or legal aliens until this whole thing calms down and everybody becomes Americanized. But still, the difference was those people, the vast majority of the people who were coming before that ban, wanted to be Americans. They wanted the freedom. That was, grandma came and she's older and she's learning English as fast as she can. She expects her grandchildren to become Americans. They're going to the public school. They're trying their best to be Americans. I want you to be the best student in the class. You are going to be an American. And now we have, oh no, you don't need to be an American. I've got my own little neighborhood over here. We're never ever going to become Americans. And we're not just going to not be Americans. We're going to try to tear America down. We're going to vote and elect people that look like us who will be anti-American. And we don't seem as Americans to have the backbone to see that threat and and are not willing to even discuss doing something about it. And that's one of the reasons I hope that people around here do to start discussing it.
Well, you know, my unfavorite word is we must be cooperative.
Mm-hmm.
And that started back in 80s, maybe 90s.
That might have been when it got to us.
Yeah, you're the problem. Because when I was growing up, it's like you must not allow injustice. You must not allow people to disrespect you, the flag, the country, anybody. And you don't stand by and let it happen.
Right. And you don't let people be abused. And,
No.
and you do not let. I just think about the lack of respect that I have for so many people who clothe themselves. They put the garment on of, I'm a better, nicer person than you are, Scott and Ann, because y'all are meanie pants radicals, and I'm loving. I don't understand.
Contrarian.
Yeah, we're contrarians.
Yes.
I don't understand how someone can put on the mantle of virtue while they allow their children and their grandchildren's lives to be diminished, their society to be destroyed, to allow a grandchild to be on the path of living in a third world country with very little freedom. Maybe they're taken care of every day, just like, young granddaughter Sally's taking care of the hamster. That's not virtuous.
No.
To allow your country to be destroyed. And we've been taught, just let it happen.
Well, we must be cooperative.
Yes.
We
must be. What's the one there always use? Tolerance and kindness have almost destroyed us.
Yeah, look at Michigan. The guy may have won. It's less than 1%. He claims he won. He's a flat out Somalian communist.
Right. No reflection of the United States whatsoever.
And
no desire. He doesn't even pretend to be American.
And he could go to the Senate.
Yeah.
Less than 1%. He says he's not DSA. Of course, we know he's DSA.
Right. Well, he may not have officially. He's a fellow traveler, regardless if he has the card.
And that's the Democrat. That's what the Democrats are electing. So he's going to have to run against a Republican. In Michigan, he could very well beat.
He could possibly win.
That's right. Yeah. He could beat the Republican because that state is so full of that Somalian, Omar, all of those people. That's their country.
Yeah, it is.
That's their country, and we have allowed that.
Yeah, we gave it to them. We got to take a break. We will be back.
You can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
with Scott Beason, your news and headline headquarters.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. Very good. Yes, it's working, Jay. John is on topic over there. So let's go out to the phone calls if we can. John, welcome to the program. Happy Wednesday to you. You're on with Scott and Ann. John?
Are you there?
There we go.
There you are. Hey, buddy. Good morning to you.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, just a little bit of a hesitation there. And wanted to bring up a topic that...
Hey, John, you got your YouTube on or something?
Yeah, is it bad?
Yeah, it's bad. I can barely understand you.
Okay. Well, I'll call back later. Thank you.
Okay, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, hopefully John can give us a call back in just a little while. The Bluetooth, it just acts crazy. I don't know why that is. You wouldn't think it does, but it does, right? You can vouch for me. It's not me.
Oh, no, it's
me,
not you.
It's not me saying
that,
it. So.
That was bad. Yeah.
And we're old.
Yeah, we are.
So back to the question and finish it up because I know I want to get to the Ann Eubank topics today, but am I off base saying that we need to really begin to think about, and it's another hard question, is what does it mean to be American, and realize that we have a number of people, Ilhan Omar, as an example, that just are not Americans. And they don't want to be American. They don't have any allegiance to the country, to its history, to its traditions.
And she has actually said that out loud.
Oh,
Yep.
Absolutely.
Makes no secret.
right.
And
are we okay with it? Because it starts getting into deeper and deeper questions, like the whole, how far do we go with we're a democracy? We're a republic, and we have God-given rights. And just because some entity, group, population of people can gather enough votes doesn't mean that they have the right to take away our rights. And that's where we're going.
so let's look at what happened in Iran,
Okay.
Syria, Lebanon,
Okay.
Saudi Arabia. I mean, we can just keep going, that in the past have been Christian countries, and the people in those countries' population grew to outside the Christian population, and their votes counted, and they took over either by elections or by coups or whatever.
Yeah, once they get powerful enough, if they have the votes, they'll do it with elections. If they just have enough to win by mob rule and violence, they will do that. Yes.
Yes. So I think that's what's happening here. It's not necessarily, and you can look at the names, and I'm going to be racist because I'm sorry. I'm a Christian white woman, and I'm tired of being discriminated against, and you're a white man. I'm even worse for you. But if we don't stop and say, this is a big problem when we elect or we appoint people whose main idea is to destroy our culture,
Right.
I'm not standing still.
Right.
I'm not shutting up. And if you want to call me a racist, then fine. That don't hurt.
Right.
Sticks and stones.
Well, that was one of the tools that was used for so long when Pat Buchanan would come out in the 90s and say, "Hey, we gotta cut this this immigration thing is not good for the country." With suicide of a superpower and all these names, he was talking about what the trajectory that Europe was on, and people said, "Hey, you're being a racist. You're being a racist." And all of our good folks sitting in our churches, sitting in our country clubs, sitting in our garden clubs and Rotary clubs and Kiwanis and Civitans, we're like, "Oh my gosh, I don't, Pat Buchanan, I don't even know who that is. I've never, I don't even," because we were afraid
conditioned.
that somebody would say, well, you're being racist, when they were using that term as a tool
Yes.
to get their people implanted everywhere. If you're sitting in the U.S. Senate and you're like, look, I don't think Ms. Ping Pong needs to be a federal judge. What? I can't believe you would say that. I can't. Oh my gosh, I can't.
Well, look at the Supreme Court justice who was appointed who doesn't even understand, or she's probably one of those lawyers who never even read the Constitution.
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
We have allowed this to happen because we're afraid of being uncooperative, contrarian, and there's not enough of us to stand against this stuff. So I have a theory, and with my theories, they're all conspiracies.
You're running out, though. You've been right a lot of times.
It amazes me. This morning I was driving in, and I'm sorry, but another station was finally talking about flock cameras. And the host actually said, what is a flock camera? How far behind are you?
And he's a host.
Yes.
On a arguably conservative leaning radio program.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's my question. How many last year? Was it last year when I came in and said, because I'm on War Room Georgia.
Right.
Georgia got them before we did. So I came in and I said, we can't have flock cameras.
Right.
It's against the Fourth Amendment. It's against the First Amendment. These things are nothing but data collectors. Oh, no, they only read tags. Lie.
Yeah. I can remember when they first started putting them up, and in my part of the county, actually, I think it was one of the early places in the Birmingham metro area, and I didn't know they were called flock cameras.
Well, Flock is the guy who made them, but now there's like 4 or 5 different companies.
Yeah, and so now they can say, oh, this is not a flock camera because this is a
Axon
Beason brand camera, and you're like, stop it, just stop it, okay? It's the same thing. But when I started researching it, it took like 1 minute to find out that it'll read your tag, and then that they can change out the pod, and now it's all inside the same one to do all of this tracking.
That's right.
And for people who are government officials, people involved in talk radio and others, it's part of our duty, or I thought our goal, to talk about things so that people could discuss them with their friends, discuss them with their families, and know, hey, did you hear about this? That's my goal, is if people can say, hey, did you hear about this, because they've heard something on this program. For us to be 2 or 3 years into this, at least, and a radio host just now is
talking about
it and has no idea of any of it, is
a problem. So I got a call yesterday, Ann, can you come talk to my group in August? I said, no, I'm out of town. Which, by the way, I won't be here next week. I have another retreat.
Is this with the ladies?
Yes,
more the ladies?
Ladies retreat.
Okay.
I come back with all the stuff. So I said, I'm out of town. Well, who else can I get to talk about flock cameras? Because I know I've already done 2 videos.
Right.
And I said,
they should just play your video during the meeting.
Well, I guess they could. So I'm like, I don't know anybody in Alabama that can talk about flock cameras.
Right.
If anybody out there knows somebody who does a speech about what flock cameras do. So this morning I was listening. Y'all think I'm crazy. I know that's what I do.
Well, you are crazy.
To the guy who's talking about the AI, and it's 13,000 times faster now than a regular computer.
Right.
And he was talking about the data collected by the flock cameras is being stored until AI reaches the level to be able to unencrypt every single program that's encrypted this data, including the government. Encryption.
So they're storing it
yes.
until they get the computing power to process it all.
Yes.
So then they can mine out whatever it is they really want out of it.
Yes.
Then. Oh, that makes great sense. Hey, let's go out to a couple of the phone calls. Do we have time, or do we need to take an early break, Terry? I can't hear you.
Yes, we can go ahead and take a call.
Let's do one. Let's go to Chris. Chris, welcome to the program. I hope you're well.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, those data centers are nothing but collection points of all your information. They're going to collect everything they possibly can.
Yeah.
And so like you said, until they can get into it and they can start harvesting information they need. Yeah, and then the flock cameras do have Bluetooth sensitive equipment in it, and I believe they can read your phones.
Absolutely.
I saw something, Chris, just a day or so ago that said that the newer phones, the Bluetooth is never totally off.
That's right.
No, it's never off.
Therefore, these cameras and sensors now can reach out and touch it and talk to it.
True.
Even when you think you've got it turned down where it shouldn't be communicating outside.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's just super good news, Chris.
Right?
Thanks so much.
Yeah. They're talking about immigration. I mean, we're 15 years behind London or Europe or England. And the reason I say that is if you look at what happened in New York, same thing happened in London, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
It's just slow drip. I mean, and then you start reading, there's a bunch of articles being produced right now about population collapse.
Yeah.
And the reason why I think we're wanting immigrants over here is so we can prop up our institutions like Social Security somehow, which is failing itself. And they need people to have children. And white American, even black Americans are not having children.
Right.
And they're either killing their babies or they're just not having babies at all. So
I think, Chris, and your phone's messed up too. I don't know what it is, but you're really tinny. I think they use the Social Security argument as a way to try to sell it to Americans or sell it to Europeans that, hey, we got to have these people to make sure the system stays up. I think the goal is to dismantle Western civilization. It's a problem for someone out there, and people can go do their own deep dive on who they think has a problem with the European countries. And I'm counting us as a European-descended country. So it's
Western civilization.
Western civilization is a problem for somebody, and they want it dismantled. And then y'all can go and figure out who the somebodies are. But, yeah, I mean, the other argument would be, Chris, and I heard this from a lot of economists, we've built an economy that for it to be a positive economy, supposedly, it's got to have inflation. It's got to always be growing. And when the population starts going down, there's no new people to sell toasters to. And they think that bringing immigrants in keeps that economy going because those people come in and have to buy the toasters and have to buy the TVs and have to buy the food and have to buy all that kind of stuff. I think part of it is driven by people who believe they're intelligent, following the rules of what they were taught in school, and the only way they can achieve that environment is to bring more people in. The reason I think that is because I had multiple economics professors tell me back when we were doing the anti-illegal immigration thing that we had to have all these people, and that's why they say it's a positive boom for the country is because they plug in an increase in population, which requires more purchasing, which they believe is an indicator of the health of your country. No regard for what it does economically to everybody else, no regard of what it does strain on the schools, the healthcare system, how many people are on welfare, the whole 9 yards. Those things are not variables in the equation, therefore they don't matter.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if my phone's still messed up, but the ultimate end goal is going to be total control, and we've read it. We've read every dystopian novel, and it's going to be the same thing over and over again.
Yes.
Yes. And you allow enough people in to take over your country, and you're going to have total control because you're going to have chaos, and the government's going to get even more powerful than it already is.
That's right.
That's right.
Thanks, Chris.
Yep.
But your argument is actually the total opposite of the reason we have AI. AI will destroy jobs. It will destroy the people that are there doing those jobs. There will not be an economy. So what happens is universal income.
Yeah, we'll see. So when they started with the, hey, let's bring all the illegals in, they didn't foresee AI at that time.
True.
So they used the tools that are available to move them closer towards their goals. And then as AI comes along and allows them to accelerate it, that's why right now, I mean, where's the real huge, they don't care about the surge right now because now it's all focused on AI. Very similar to they don't care about the environment anymore.
Nope.
They were using the environment as a tool to beat down Western civilization. Well, AI is the holy grail for them.
That's right.
So they are all in on AI. And look, I'm just going to tell you, when half the people in the country are unemployed, and they say, well, if you can't eat, just don't you want us to have this program in place? Don't you want us to have? And everyone is going to say. I used to point out to people, and nobody would listen, that was part of the whole, the reason healthcare becomes more and more and more expensive. Why states like Alabama make it harder and harder. They don't allow competition. That's why you got to have certificate of need for this, certificate of need for that. The goal is for healthcare to be so expensive that regular people go, I can't do it anymore. Just give me the free government healthcare.
Do the problem, present the solution.
Yes. And that's what the communists, the Marxists have done everywhere.
And we are falling into it because people just don't stop and think about.
And they don't know. And
because they don't understand freedom. Your generation maybe remembers freedom. But I was talking to my daughter this morning.
Half of my generation might remember freedom.
My daughter came in this morning and she said, have you heard about the 12 states that their water systems were hacked? And she looked at me because we had been warned about a false flag. And the article said they thought Iran was doing it. And I shook my head and I said, no, it wasn't Iran. I don't believe it was Iran. No. I think it's a false flag because water has become such a topic because of the data centers.
Yeah, it's hot on people's minds. Yes. So somebody sitting around a table said, hey, let's do the water things. Let's go to John because we lost him the other day, and if we have to carry him over, we will for sure. John from Wetumpka, welcome back to the program, man. I'm sorry I missed you the other day.
No, that's fine. No, hopefully this will work a little bit better.
Yes, you sound better. You're a little tinny, but we can understand you.
Good. One of the things you were talking about immigration earlier, and one of the things that's been brought about with regard to the left, and there's the story our talking point that they have, is they're turning Jesus into an immigrant like the immigrants we have today.
Yes.
And they say he went to Egypt and he came back came back to Israel, obviously Nazareth, and he came back. So they're trying to play on people's sympathy and trying to parallel with that to show that you're a cruel person and you're not even Christian, not for all the immigrants.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the next step. We're making progress in the Christian community with the, hey, look, tolerance is not one of the fruits of the Spirit. Kindness is lying to people and not telling them the truth is not kindness. So now they're going for the Jesus was an immigrant to you. Jesus was Jesus. You know, they can't decide which one they're going to tell us. We got to be good to Israel at all costs because Jesus was Jewish and Jesus was an immigrant, and so everything is. Well, what you need to be more Jesus this and Jesus that, and I'm like, hey, dude, Jesus is not a wimp, and Jesus was not an illegal alien, and he's the truth, and he's the only way. And if you're not on Team Jesus, you're on Team I'm going to hell. So I'm sorry. We need to have a little more of that and a little less, a little less jelly bracelets with WWJD on them, representing a Jesus that I don't think exists.
Well, it is. Tolerate. You're not truly loving and Christian unless you tolerate other gods.
You're so right, John. I can't. You're reading it exactly the same way. You just said it way better.
John, hush. You're upsetting him. He's over here going, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're tired of it. I think about 75% of the rest our country is tired of it. Of Americans are tired of it. And I think if we don't vote in the midterms, it's only going to get worse. So people out there better start waking up. And, John, I do my part to try to get people to wake up, but they look at me like, what is she trying to cause trouble?
Yeah. I do think, John, and you tell me as a read from a normal person. I'm gonna give you a normal person card. I don't know if it's earned or not, but
no, John's not normal.
John's not normal.
No, John's not normal.
But do you think more normal people are beginning to wake up and say, hey, there's something wrong? I don't know if I'm going to believe everything I'm told, and can't we just be free and y'all leave us alone?
I think that part of that is true. I mean, I think people have awakened to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think when I see, 20, 30% turnout in an election.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I wonder,
hey, John, can you carry over? I got to take a break. These top of the hours are not forgiving.
I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it. Talk to you again soon. We'll be back.
Every time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Beason Show, you can learn things. and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that,
And,
Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
Welcome back in, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. Are we good now? Welcome back in, everybody. Let's get out to Clark. Clark, welcome to the show. Music's still up, Terry.
Is it?
Yep, I can hear it. There you go. Good. Perfectly. Perfect. Clark, welcome to the program.
Clark?
Hey, Clark.
Hello.
Hey, Clark.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Miss Eubank.
Hello.
So when you work every day,
Uh-huh.
they kind of run together. So this is like Miss Eubank Day for me.
I got you.
I can keep up with where I am in the week. I'm halfway through it.
You know it's Wednesday. When Ann is on the show, it's hump day. We're almost there. We're going off the other side.
Well, Clark,
There you go.
when you're retired, I always know when it's Wednesday because I have to go be on Scott's show.
Hey, I sent her a text this morning and said, "Hey, you're going to be there today," because I was bored in the line getting my eggs, and I'm like, "Hey, you're going to be there today." And so she had to call me almost immediately because she was worried something was wrong. I'm like, "No, I'm just." Yeah, because I don't usually check in, do I?
No,
I'm
you do
just
not
saying.
check in.
Who's talk?
Never.
Hello.
Hey, Scott.
Yes.
Hold on.
Well, let me get Terry
Now,
to turn off his
I'll
mic. Hey, Terry,
learn
your mic is
screwball.
on, Terry. Well, hold on one more time. Let me help him because I don't want people to have to hear what he says to people, especially if they tell them off. Hey, Terry, your radio mic's on, too. I can hear you talking to the callers. There you go. Thank you. All right, go, Clark.
All right. I learned from Rush Limbaugh that my job as the caller
Yes.
is to make you, the host, look good.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
wow, Clark. I got to incorporate that. That's the golden
That's
rule.
my job. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to kind of a little bit violate that and disagree with you, but
That
after
figures.
I do, you're going to agree with me, and it'll all be good, okay?
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
You said that we have a problem with people coming here that don't want to assimilate.
Yes.
Our problem is not with people coming here, Scott. Our problem, depending on how you look at it, is with people being sent here or being brought here. It's not organic, the problem that we have. We don't have a problem with people just wanting to come to America. What we have is deliberate upheavals, creating mass refugee situations, and then they are mass transited. 60,000 teenage males spontaneously arrive in a southern Spanish town of 40,000 people, 50,000 people?
Yeah.
The people dropped on them outnumber the people that live there. How much trouble you think that causes?
I just couldn't believe that. I was like, when I was watching it, thinking, how in the world did that happen?
Well, Ann and Clark, a lot of Americans who don't listen to this show, who don't think about things like this, watch that scene, if the mainstream media even allowed them to see it, and thought, wow, that's a lot of people. Instead of asking the second question, which is, who orchestrated that?
Yeah.
That's when you start. That's when the light bulb comes on, and you begin to realize that was purposeful. 10 people, 20 people showing up on a little crappy boat. That's them doing it. That invasion cost money, resources, time, logistics, the whole 9 yards to pull that off.
Do you know how much planning goes into moving 1,500 Marines? The logistics, et cetera, et cetera. And these are people that are, by definition, already highly organized, okay?
Right. They're following the rules, know to check in.
Yes.
Yes.
And
This
prepared.
60,000 was, this 60,000 were not a highly organized group.
it took a lot of coordination, a lot of orchestrating, a lot of logistics to move that many people at one time.
Mm.
So here's the question, Clark. The next question down there is who paid for it? Who orchestrated it?
People that want to destroy the West, and that's as far as I got to go with it.
Yeah, no, they absolutely want to destroy the West. But eventually we'll have to try to figure out who these people are, because you can't stop these people until you find out who they are. And I don't know who they are. Are they George Soros? Are they, are they people above Soros? I don't know. But it's just like the invasion at the southern border in America. If the least you did was say, hey, we got this caravan coming. If you want to join, come on. But we saw the videos. We talked about it on the show of where there were these NGOs and these global organizations. The UN was part of it. Feeding and helping and having medical supplies and giving away shoes and making sure that you could get to the United States.
Let's back up to NGO for just a second.
Okay.
What it stands for?
Non-governmental organization.
Do they function without government money?
No, our government pays for them.
It's all government money. And what is it called again? Non-government organization.
Right. And they're all registered with the UN. Every single.
We kind of know how the doublespeak works, right?
Yep.
Correct.
I think if they were not a government organization, we wouldn't be making statements about not being a government organization.
Right. So you're saying the name of them outs them as their organizations working for the government, but we're going to say they're non-government.
To TNGOs, totally not a government organization.
It's totally
that would
not.
convince me more.
Yeah. I agree.
I agree. Yeah.
Y'all keep doing it.
All right. We got to take a break, man. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back.
And I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
I think we're all wound up, on time, ready to go. Jay's getting calmer. It's all good.
Are you tired of pushing all those buttons?
Terry's like, I've had enough of this, and Jay's like, I know I've had enough of this.
I know Jay. I know Jay's probably tired of me asking questions, but this
right.
is totally new to me. I apologize.
Yeah, it's different. Talk radio is different, but it's all good, man. It is all good, I promise. We're all having a good time, and we're glad you're here too, Terry.
So y'all remember my first day with all the new boards and all the new things going on, and
Ann said, I'm never doing that again.
I'm never doing that again. It was awful. So I know, I sympathize.
You know, I wish the people who think, I don't understand why they have problems would try to do it, because it's like spinning plates on sticks or whatever. There's a whole bunch of plates and stuff in the air all at the same time, and if one button's not mashed right,
oh boy,
everything loses its mind. So, Ann, what's the Ann Eubank agenda today? What did you want to tell us?
Well,
there's no segue here. It's just cold. What do you got?
Okay, let's. I went to the my friend, my only friend, and Teresa. Yeah, you're my friend too. Teresa's cooking and.
What's Teresa cooking? Did she tell us?
No, she didn't tell me.
I mean, she's starting early. Is that just for lunch? You think?
I don't know. She said she was enjoying the show, so I went to the Republican event Friday night.
The state party event.
The state party event Friday night dinner, and.
So who was there? Who was?
Well, Tommy Tuberville was
Tommy was the speaker. Okay.
But my good friend, Mr. Burchett.
From Tennessee? Tim was there?
Yes.
Tim's been on this program a number of times. Did you know that Allison Sinclair worked for him?
No.
As a page or an intern or whatever in the Tennessee legislature?
You're kidding.
That's how we got him on the show to start with.
I met him a couple of times in D.C. and I was walking past and he grabbed my hand and he said, "It's so good to see you again." Probably didn't remember my name, but
but he remembered your face.
So he said, "Let's have a picture," and he's holding the camera.
Oh, he's doing the selfie shot?
He's doing the selfie. So me and Dawn are like, okay, whatever. Yeah, but I wish he had spoken the whole night. He gives great speech. He's funny. I like him.
He's the times he's been on, he is one of the few elected officials that is not boring.
No.
And he does not worry. He just tries to talk to you like a normal person.
That's right.
And he's not worried about using the right words. He's not worried about being politically correct.
So I got my dadgummit pen.
Dadgummit.
I love it. He's normal.
He is normal, Terry.
Is.
He really, really is. And I want to ask him. I'd love to have him on for an extended period of time to do the whole UFO aliens kind of thing. And I'm sure everybody wants to talk to him about that. But he has turned out to be one of the warriors in Washington.
Good. We
And
need him.
we do badly. And I guess he has a district that for the most part is pretty safe and allows him to be a warrior. I wish more of the Alabama congressmen would be more warrior-esque. I mean, they're relatively safe. I mean, they would have to. I mean, they pretty much can't lose unless they massacred them. So why not be a warrior bomb thrower from Alabama?
Amen.
Because they want to be part of the Washington, D.C.
Be in the club.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
Guys, we need it. Let's go ahead and hit a break so we can get caught up.
You think this will do it?
Will be happy.
All
this will
right,
get
let's
us online.
do it again. And
all right, y'all.
Hey,
we'll
ready.
be right back.
All right, thank.
Learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
I haven't turned any sound on to you yet. We're there. All right, you ready? As soon as you turn off the music. There we go. Welcome back into the program, everybody. Alabama Unfiltered Radio. Hey, don't forget the podcast that Brian Dawson does. It's called 1819 News, the podcast. You can find it over at YouTube. So after you take a listen to what we're doing here, is where you can see Ann and myself. Then you can try out Brian's podcast, 1819 News, the podcast. I think the last one, and there may be a new one today. I don't know if they're on a weekly schedule or 2 weeks, but I know they discussed Rhodesia and the road that Rhodesia went down from
Which
being...
sounds kind of familiar.
Well, it's a very... this road has been traveled down multiple times, and I guess the advantage is for leftists, for Marxists, for evil people, that since they control most of the education systems, people don't realize the road has already been traveled, and they just head down it again over and over and over. So what were you talking about before we left?
So Tim spoke.
Oh, at the state party meeting.
At the state party meeting, and then Mr. Tuberville, Senator Tuberville spoke. And
how was that speech? Was it good?
Well, in my opinion, it was good because he did not mention one single word about data centers.
Oh, really?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing. Not one word.
Okay. Well, that's
So
probably smart.
that
I
was-
know, and I have said, and you probably, I don't know if you were here when I said it, one thing about Tommy Tuberville is that he is not opposed. This is me speaking. And somebody else may say I'm wrong, but I don't think that I am. When he gets new information, he does not have a problem with. Now, I'm not saying he's changed his mind on data centers, but I have seen him get new information and change his position on a certain policy.
Yeah.
I have seen him do that before, and I think that could be because of his coaching experience and being successful at that, and being successful at somebody coming in the office and saying, hey, look, I don't think our offense is going to, so-and-so's not going to get it done because they have this. And he's like, okay, well, tell me why.
What do we need to do?
And then how do we change? So that is rare in the political world. But I do think he has the ability to do that, and I have seen him do it personally firsthand, and so I'm hoping for the best on that.
Well, I don't think he's changed his stance. He's just shut his mouth about it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to have progress.
Yeah, 70% of the people in the country don't want these data centers, especially the way they're building them.
How many? One of the talking points has been that China's going to get all the data centers if we don't get them. Which I don't care. It's like saying China's going to get all the fire ants if we don't get them. Okay, great, you can have them all. We have how many? 5,000? 4,000?
Over 5,000.
Data centers.
Yes.
How many does China have?
500.
Hold on, let me do some. 500, 5,000, carry the zero. That's almost 10 times.
Yes.
We have 10 times as many data centers, and we're worried about if we don't build a couple, 2 or 3, right over here in Jefferson County and all over the state of Alabama,
You would be surprised
we're going to be outrun.
how many Alabama has scheduled. 28 in the state of Alabama.
Really?
Yes.
How do we know the difference between just a data collecting center, just
and a hyperscale,
and a hyper super fast, just because the regular data center can be cooled with traditional chillers.
Right.
It's a big hard drive, just storing it, like you said.
Yeah.
But there's the ones that are processing. We probably should have called them data processing centers, and those generate tons of heat and take tons of power. It is the difference in holding your phone when it's receiving some emails and it's still cold, and when you're over there actually doing something on it and it starts getting hot. That's the difference in those kind of data centers, right?
Exactly. And there's a bill supposedly that's going to be introduced to categorize according to kilowatt, terabytes, however many, because these things are huge and gigantic, that the hyperscale data centers.
So people kind of know what they're getting.
Yes.
Instead of this.
A data,
And that's how people go, well, my data center doesn't. Well, because your data center is a docile storage facility.
right.
And the guy down the street over here who's complaining about the other one, his is churning.
Yeah.
is a good word for it.
And not only that, it's the is this hyperscales specifically to put in AI as opposed to a bank data center,
Right.
which is proprietary information from
storage.
their storage, their storage bank. So they're going to have to pass something that differentiates, because when you put a ban or a moratorium on any data center without differentiating, then you got a problem.
Yeah. Well, it lets people be able to make an argument for, we had to have this. We've had these for a long time. It's all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
It's the splitting hairs that, again, bothers me. Maybe they might be on our side somewhat sometimes politically, but I just wish that everyone would be up front instead of trying to hide it with this and that and obfuscate and
Well,
ours is like this and you can do that and people don't know what they're even being asked to approve.
Well, when the county governments or the city governments go behind closed doors, sign NDAs, the non-disclosure agreements that have paragraphs where they have to throw away or destroy the contracts when they're told to. This is, we the people are supposed to control the government. The government is not supposed to control we the people.
Amen.
And we've been turned upside down. And then we have contractors, which they're the only people, these big developers, they're the only people that's going to be making really big money. Then we have the state giving out development money, taxpayer dollars that come from the Alabama Development Fund, which was in Innovate. We're going to start connecting the dots. When Innovate got shut down by Trump, our legislature passed a fund called the Alabama Development Fund, and they spread that money around to bring these big things in and tell everybody's going to make money. Well, that's not true, because when these hyperscales come in, they have maybe 15 or 20 permanent jobs after the construction is done. But nobody takes into account the roads that have to be done by the state.
Infrastructure.
So all you have to do is look at Lakeshore, what they're doing for that thing to get all those big, they're going to have diesel backups. Closed systems, I hear that a lot. Closed systems have to be flushed. What happened in Wyoming was that really bad bacteria that the antibiotics couldn't fight got into the water system because the closed systems were flushed.
Yeah, you can't just, you can't just keep running water through the same system and think you're never going to get stuff to start growing in it, and then you're going to have to flush them, which is still, I guess, better than just pumping the water, running it through, and send it out the other end, because the drawdown on the water table. But we will see. But we got to take another break, and let's do that. We'll be right back.
Joe, you can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back in, everybody. We got a lot of stuff to do, but so Ann, let's go out to the phone, take the phones. I think Charles the First of Dewey is on topic. Charles the First, welcome to the program.
First. Come on,
Well,
Charles.
I appreciate that. I thank the world of you too, Ann. And I've been calling Scott since 2017 without hardly a break.
Yes, sir.
And I lost my car keys yesterday out planting flowers in the yard. And 4 hours I looked, and I put a fan up, and it was under a book, and I found them. But
there you go.
It was. Y'all are gonna have to come see my place sometimes. Even though I just live in a little old family place, the waterfall and everything is just really beautiful, y'all. But what I was gonna tell you is, first of all, Tommy Tuberville was on the radio up here, and asked point blank this morning about AI data centers.
Okay.
And he just went into talking about. Jones was a lawyer when he wasn't here. Has he got residency? His ideology completely bridged it over to not saying a word about it anymore. Okay? Very noticeable. But what I was going to tell you is NDA. Here's what needs to happen, although we have a usually brain-dead legislature, according to me.
Okay.
There needs to be, because your city council or anybody else is your voice, they should not be allowed to sign NDAs when they are your voice at all. It shouldn't be anything that they can do. Have you got me?
Yeah, well, let me ask you a question. That's one of the things. Say you and I decided we were going to do one of your computer patents, okay? And we, and we wanted to start a business down here. Now, a couple questions. I thought all I had to do was go get my business license, which is annoying. I'm not really sure why we have to do that in America, but go get my business license. And they said, well, what's your address? I'm going, well, it's over here at 507 Main Street. Okay, great. Appreciate you. Give us your check. Hope your check clears. So that's number one. Number two, if we had to build something over at 507 Main Street, we would have to come get a building permit. They said, what are you going to build? And we would say, we're going to build a building. What are you going to, hey, we're going to do this. We got this special thing over here. Well, what is it? Well, we got a patent for it. And we never have to tell them our business secrets. So my question is, and maybe it's because I'm naive and I don't understand it, why does a data center have to have an NDA to do business or to build a business in Alabama? What is it that the council can't tell me?
Bingo.
That causes them to have these things? That's my question.
Okay. There is this, and it's the same reason that I have. Okay. It's because my information, for one thing, can make it where there is a working quantum computer. Okay.
Yes.
And that means, listen, understand this really, really good. Whoever gets the working quantum computer first has all the grid codes for our electricity, all the nuke codes, and there is no banking or anything that can be secure from no algorithm that can save you from whoever has one working first.
Okay.
Now, they work
No,
partially
look,
for a
I
small
get
amount of
that,
time.
Charles the First. Hold on, but back to the basics.
And I have to have an NDA for IBM that I'm trying to get with right now.
Yes.
And I have to.
Wait, Charles, come. Wait. I understand what NDAs are for. What I don't understand is why a company has an NDA with a local city council
just because they want to build.
Just because they want to build the building that you and I are going to go in there and basically create the Terminator. Wow, there's no. I'm not telling the city council any of my secrets. You have to have one with IBM because you don't want them telling anybody, and you also you don't want them stealing what you've got. But that's not the agreement with a city council. When these city councils are giving these companies these NDAs, the only thing that they've got to be keeping secret is how much the incentives are or something.
Yes. Well,
okay.
Well, they want to do this, and this is part of a whole little underlying plan of being able to do it.
Okay.
And you've got them between a rock and a hard place when you've got a complete NDA, and they can't go before you to say anything about anything without them being harmed. And it should be focused upon where certain things can always be told, even though you may not tell other things. But it should never be that a huge amount of money is coming from one of these companies.
Right.
And there's an NDA that prevents everybody from seeing how much money the city councilman got for signing the NDA, pretty much.
Yeah, there's something weird there.
Because it is a whole intentional thing, especially areas that don't have zoning laws, or that if they have a partial zoning law that never had a place, they can go in there and legally make that community give them a place, even though there wasn't a place, industrial place zoned. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Right.
If there's not one and you profess there was one, then Google or whoever it might be can say, you put this forth and it's not here. You will give us a place now because you said that you did. Follow me?
Yeah.
And they're looking for every single place that they can do that to, guys. So that's what you got to be careful of.
Yeah, good point. Thank you, Charles the First.
Hey, thanks a lot. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
So what was the computer that you saw, the story? I bet Charles the First would be interested in that.
Yeah, it was the quantum computer. Started with an H. Haldon, maybe Haldon.
Where were they doing
Haldron.
Haldron.
Yeah.
I don't
A
think
recent test?
Yeah, a recent test where it was like 13,000 times faster than anything, and that the reason we need all these data centers, the AI hyper, is for they're collecting all of the data now. But once they reach that quantum, whatever they have to have, it will, as Charles the First was saying, it would be able to read any encryption program, including the government's, and that they were just holding on. They're storing data until they reach that point, and they're very close to reaching that point. They are ahead of schedule.
So it was the Google's 105 qubit, QUBIT, quantum processor called the Willow chip.
Yes.
Achieved a verifiable 13,000-fold speed up over the classic supercomputers. It completed a complex calculation in about 2 hours that it would have taken the world's fastest classical supercomputers more than 3 years.
Yeah.
Used a new method called quantum echoes, which is simulating the complex atomic interactions and molecular structures.
So what it described, the guy that was doing the video described it as that regular computers are zeros and one. This quantum, is
both
the zero
once.
and the one
at the same
at
time.
the same time.
Yep.
Which means they don't have to go look at everything separately. They look at everything together.
Simultaneously. All right. We
Yeah.
got to take another one?
Yes, sir. Top
All
of
right.
the hour.
Let's do it. We'll be back.
All righty.
every time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
So you can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I
Yeah.
mean that. I'm not being sarcastic.
Welcome back in, everybody. I was just telling Ann during the break about the Nashville Balls.
I'm sorry.
Clay.
I was
Interesting
listening.
description.
No, I was listening to it in
You
the
were
car.
you were hearing him live
Yes.
talking about it?
Yes, I had to stop. I almost had to stop on the side of the road. I was laughing so hard.
Hey, look, he's pointing out that the WNBA and all their coaches and their owners and the insanity and all these women, and it's usually women who are all in on this transgender, and trans women are really women, and I'm not going to say they can't be in the WNBA, and he's like, fine, then let's do it. Prove that you're all in on this.
It came across when Sophie Collins?
Sophie Cunningham.
Cunningham said that they didn't need to, and then her coach, who used to wear the trans shirt, said that she didn't want any kind of discrimination, and that's where it came from.
Here's the picture of the guy. So this is the guy who is playing basketball in France against the women.
He doesn't even shave under his arms.
That doesn't even bother with that. He feels like a woman. He's got some guns too. He plays in the second tier league. Clay Travis was saying, "Hey, let's get him over in the WNBA." Clay Travis wants to own the Nashville Balls, and he says the whole entire team will be trans women.
Oh boy!
And the coach.
Her name is and the coach and the staff and,
the
everybody.
coach, yes.
Julie Tetart. It's TE with a little slash over it, so surely it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I think there's a chance it is.
Probably.
But I'm going with Tetart. Averages 21 points a game and 20 rebounds. Was the player of the year, the defensive player of the year, the domestic player of the year. Let's see how long this goes. I had to click on the
Now, this is a man pretending to be a woman.
How dare you say that, Terry? This is a woman it's a woman with male parts.
Oh.
Accidentally male parts. Yes.
I apologize.
Yeah, don't say a man pretending to be a woman. This is a woman that God put the stem on the apple. That's what happened.
Oh. I hate when that happens.
21 points to get 20 rebounds.
Of course, playing against women. I'm sorry, I did it again.
You did. I'm just not cultured.
Is that good? Because I'm not a basketball person.
What, 20 rebounds is a lot of rebounds.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a lot of rebounds.
Okay.
So the other thing that Clay Travis, we talked about it yesterday, he has offered the world champion WNBA team, I don't even know who it is, $10 million to play a high school boys basketball team, a state champion from some school, from some state, not an all-star team, not the McDonald's All-American team, whatever, but a state championship boys high school team that Clay Travis gets to pick. And if they beat the boys, the high school boys, he'll give them $10 million to split up among themselves.
Wow.
And they're not taking it. They don't have to put anything in, Ann. If they told me that me and you and Terry and we'll get Sky and Jay's big, and Clay Travis called us and says, hey, you can play these high school boys, and if you win, you get $10 million.
Well, with me on the team, you wouldn't win.
But we would still try.
It's worth a shot.
Well, yeah, that's
You
true.
know, we would just send you out to foul people.
Okay.
It's a lot of money.
But for $10 million just to try, we absolutely are doing that.
Yeah, okay. I'm in. So Clay was just going to have his own team and play in the he would always win. He said it'd always be the champion because
of the men.
Because the men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about the leftist crazy is they can pretend that they really believe these things.
Right.
But they really, really, really don't. They know better. And that I think that's the part that makes me more angry. And I ask a lot about, do they really believe this? And you know, what are they doing, virtue signaling, et cetera. But as I've just laid out, for $10 million, a shot at $10 million, we're absolutely playing. The fact that they will not even entertain it means that they know. They absolutely know that the world champion women's basketball team is going to lose to the high school boys.
Well, even the two best women are getting beat up by the lesser women on the team.
Right.
So going up against men.
Yeah.
I played softball till I was 26, and we played fast pitch. And one year, the church had a mixed team. I am telling you, when those guys hit that ball, it's not the same thing.
It's not the same.
No way.
Well, see, that's the funny thing about it. Of course, the WNBA being the exception, but maybe they never have. You can go, and I've always said this, even my daughter says this.
Yeah.
Women who play at the highest levels, who've competed against men in some fashion, whether it's practice or something like that, they are the first ones to say, we have no business playing against the men.
None.
It's usually the second tier people who say the stupid stuff, like, oh, it doesn't matter to us. But again, there's supposedly the WNBA won't take this guy, Julie Tetart, or girl, whatever she's calling herself. You're like, why not? You wouldn't go get a European player that's averaging 20 rebounds a game.
Better believe it.
So there's a reason why they're avoiding that. Now, I have a couple of theories, okay? And y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I think there is a very good chance, I don't know how many, but I think there's a very good chance they already have some players that are men.
Okay, so I never watched that. Is it on TV?
Yeah, I think some of their games are on TV.
You know, it's not really hard to tell.
Well, there's a couple that people have said for a long, long time they thought might be a man. And that would make much more sense than this insanity that's saying, we don't want to have. Now, look, I don't know if they've had all the surgeries. I don't know if they've been snipped and clipped and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But that would make more sense. Like, hey, I know that one of my stars, one of my buddies, one of my friends actually used to be a man or is a man, but is now made into a woman or whatever. That would make more sense than this blanket.
I'm not doing that.
We're not, we're for men being in our league. That doesn't add up. But if you may have some folks already,
you'd be quiet about it because you don't want that out.
You just keep saying, "Oh, I'm supportive. I'm supportive. I'm supportive." Anyway, that's my theory. Okay. So, what do you have on surveillance? The newest stuff.
New stuff. Okay, this is for people out there who are wearing ECG sensors, which are heart monitors, pacemakers, blood glucose monitors, temperature sensors.
Now, why would I wear a temperature sensor?
I do not know.
I mean, mine always says hot.
Yeah, the O2 sensors. I know a lot of people are wearing them on, and in any kind of the watches.
Oh, the smart watches that monitor your health, or the little rings. Yes. Merritt has a ring.
Yeah. Oh.
That.
Okay. That measures her muscle activity.
It does.
Yeah. So all of that data is being sent is called quantum inspired optimization.
Okay.
And it is bio-inspired algorithms which are modeled after nature. And there's a new paper out by nature.com. If you want to go read it, it's about 11 pages long. And they are bioenergy harvesting from body heat and movement.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yep.
Is that how they stay running?
Yes. And then there is zero trust cybersecurity, which means anybody can go look at it.
Okay.
And it's artificial intelligence for trust evaluation. So if you're
trust evaluation, all right.
Yes.
So you're going to have to explain to me why I'm supposed to be worried about this, because I know it goes to the cloud. We already know that already. Somebody's got it. The Apple Watch, it knows whether or not you did your steps or not. It knows whether you're passionate about it or not. Is it just another click in the profile that it's making of me, or is it darker than that and you can't tell me till the other side? We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
All righty.
Every time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
You can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. Everybody, we are here, and lots of stuff to do. So I had this thing. I've thought about it. I've complained about it 2 or 3 different times. I think I'm going to do it now.
Go ahead, go for it.
So school's about to come back in, so everybody's picking up their school buses. And for a lot of y'all don't know, you're probably shocked if you live in the river region, that school buses in Jefferson County, the Jefferson County school system, do not have air conditioning. And what's funny is when we have this debate all the time about when school starts, and everybody's and the school superintendents and everybody always want to start early in August usually. This year it's a little bit later, so that's plus. But it's hot as hot can get in a metal school bus.
In one of those 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so since they don't have air conditioning, now I've been driving now. I volunteered to drive a few years ago when they were really short on drivers, and now I'm addicted and, I'm going to do it, enjoy it. But what's funny is 5 years ago, none of the school buses had air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Birmingham City has air conditioning. I hope Montgomery and the River region has air conditioning. But apparently the hang-up is that, we can't get air conditioning in all the buses all at the same time.
Right.
So this to me is a kind of a window into how we're slipping more and more and more into socialism. My version, if I was in charge, and I'm not accosting any of the people in charge, I get it, I understand, because the whining that would take place. But you have to replace these buses every so many years, and they're always buying a few new buses. Well, we would probably be a third of the way, if not more, of having a fleet with air conditioning.
Right.
If back when I started, every time they bought a new bus, the new bus had air conditioning. But you can't do that because the rest of the drivers like, that's not fair. You can't. It's not fair. He got a new. So I'm like, fine, make me, Scott Beason, last guy. Just put me at the bottom of the list. I want the last bus with air conditioning. Everybody gets one before I do.
Right.
But just for the love of all that is good, be happy for the person who got a new bus that has air conditioning. And quit whining about how unfair it is for you, because in the future, here we are, we're talking about children and grandchildren again, right?
Yeah.
Since we're all whining, we're going to have another generation of little kids who have to ride in a 140-degree school bus. And I will tell you the safety thing. When it's raining and you've got a bus full of little kids, all the windows fog up.
So you're not allowed to lower the windows?
You can, but when it's raining, everybody's getting wet.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So
do they lower or do they raise?
They manually. So you can't stop the bus. I mean, the windows, the kids have to do them up and down. So if one kid lays down a window when it's raining, they get wet. Because most of those little kids can't push the little buttons.
The little buttons on the side.
So to make it where the front windshield is not fogged up, you have to turn the fans on it. You got these little fans, they're like little kitchen fans.
Yeah.
And run the heat, run the defroster. So it's 120 degrees, raining, and you're trying to get the windshield to defog because you don't have air conditioning that sucks the moisture out of the bus.
I think that's a safety problem. I think somebody ought to really bring this up and refuse. I mean, that's terrible.
It's hot.
That's terrible. This is Alabama in August, and it has been a hot and muggy summer.
Oh, wow. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's bad.
But my understanding, and this could be wrong, somebody will give me an official story and say, well, it's about because they're very expensive. And I get it. But I've been around long enough to know that the whining about unfairness is easily as big a part as the cost when you're talking about how much these things cost and how much money is spent on things. So my point is, come on, guys, suck it up, have a little servant spirit, and say, no, I want to be the last person right before Scott. Scott's last, he volunteered, but I want to be second to the last. And then some other guy say, no, I'll be third. Yeah. And I'll be fourth from the bottom, and start the process.
So do they have heaters?
Oh, they have heaters. Yeah, the heaters work. You have a little box squirrel fan kind of heater about midway to the back, and then you have the dash heaters that come with the bus.
Well, it's going to be very hard to cool with air conditioning a bus. That's a pretty big metal box.
Oh, it takes, yeah. But they have, but like I said, Birmingham has them. Lots of systems have buses.
Roof mounted or something?
I would think
they're
that
usually
would be
undermounted because you got all that space between the wheels, a lot of ground clearance on a school bus. Some of them have the back unit back there by the back window.
Well, how much could it cost to put in?
Somebody told me it's like $12,000 from the factory.
Well, for the school system and for the transportation department, that's nothing.
You just get like couple less buses every year to pay for it.
I mean, that's.
But everything that
They
school
have
systems do
$17 billion
cost
a year.
Cost fortunes.
But I don't think I've ever been on an air-conditioned school bus. I rode one most of my life. I don't think
Oh,
I've
we
ever
all
been on one.
did. But when you were young, Terry, and I was young, we didn't start school till closer to September. Not that it was a lot cooler, but it's a whole lot cooler than it is the first or second week of August.
When I went to school, we didn't go to school until after Labor Day.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, how did you manage to get an education not go until after Labor Day?
I'll put my education up against anybody's.
Y'all have Christmas break, too?
We had Christmas break, and we had... I don't remember having Easter break. We had Christmas break. We had
I bet you
Thanksgiving.
did. You had Good Friday. I bet you.
Maybe Good Friday, but we didn't have a week like they have now.
No.
They don't call it Easter break, though.
We have spring break, but it's not before Easter.
Yeah.
They make pretty much sure it's not at Easter.
Yeah.
Can't have that.
The third week of March was AEA, which was spring break now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't get out all those days y'all get out now. That's why you have to go back to school so early.
Well, that's true. That really is true.
We were in the classroom
learning.
Dawn
to dusk.
Yeah, back to basics.
Every day. Walking to school. Uphill in the snow.
Actually, I did walk to school.
Did you really?
Yeah.
To Banks.
To Banks.
Of course you did. Yeah, so but the point of it is, Terry, that seems to be the problem is that that all the employees whine because somebody else got it. And look, and if you're one of the whiners and you're mad at me, I'm sorry. I can't. It's the old Alvin Holmes thing. If you throw the rock in the dog pen, the one you hit yelps.
Yes,
and
sir.
so if you're mad at me for that, but it's got to be a process. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So start it. I'll be last. Just start it.
Well, back in my day, we didn't have air conditioning. We had to suffer through.
Yeah.
Yep. Roll the window down.
Well, what's funny about little kids is so on the control knobs, in your car, there's a red side and a blue side.
Mm-hmm.
And they are convinced that since that knob has a blue side, that we absolutely have air conditioning on the bus. And I'm like, that's not what that means. Well, no, it's right there. It's blue. I'm like,
what, Mr. Scott? You're not doing that. You're making us.
Sweat. I'm like, buddy, just look, put down that window, and as soon as we start rolling, you'll get some air conditioning. They're like, that's just the wind. Yes, you're up to speed now, my son. Yes.
Congratulations.
But so tell me about. You were going to tell me why should I be worried?
Well, you should be worried because the data that's coming off of those machines that are connected to you are going to places that you may not know about, and they have no security. So we know they're going to insurance companies, your insurance companies.
Really?
Yeah.
So they know your health data.
Yes.
Before you do. So when you go to apply for maybe new health insurance, they can go and say this. So are you active? Do you exercise a lot, Scott? And I'm like, oh, of course I do. And they go, he's lying.
Exactly.
Really?
Yes. And they are stored at whatever company. Everything's in the cloud. There's no cybersecurity. These people sell that information.
Oh boy!
Even if anybody can hack into it. Even if they don't sell it to them, they can hack into it. There's no cybersecurity. It is it's like your phone. Do you realize?
So we have
what your phone reports.
No.
Yeah, just like you said, you can turn it off.
And it's really not off.
And it's not off.
Let's take the battery out.
You can take the battery out.
That's the only way.
I don't know.
Some people are saying now that even taking the battery out for a certain amount of time doesn't work. You have to put it in a Faraday bag.
Yes, you can take your SIM card out.
Yeah.
I told y'all the story before about my friend who was a former federal agent, and he turns his phone off. He's going on vacation with his wife. He has not told anybody at the office where he's going. He turns it off because that's part of the deal with her, always getting phone calls.
Oh, yeah.
They go to, I think it was the beach, And either that night or the next night they get, and they're like, he's like, what? He goes to the door and they're like, are you Scott? Yes. Well, you need to call the office.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, what do you mean call the office? Well, they called the local police department, sent me out here. They knew where he was with his phone off because they needed to get in touch with him. So they just used the system they had to find out where he was.
Did he use a credit card?
They knew the unit he was in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did he use? They knew where his
They got
car
it from the phone.
was?
They told him that.
They got it from the phone.
Yeah.
So
The phone that was off.
The phone that was off.
Yeah.
Well, the same thing with all those things you wear on your
And this
body.
this was probably 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, they've had this for a long
Yeah.
time. One of the videos I was watching started. He said, "Well, in 2006," and I went, 2006?
20 years.
20 years you've had this stuff?
Uh-huh.
There's no telling what they. So my point is, we are already in the surveillance state.
Mm-hmm.
You are under constant monitoring.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You are in the cage.
So what do you say to
Wait
people?
till 6G comes out.
What is 6G going to do to us?
It can see you through the walls.
Oh, where it can triangulate. They're
Yeah.
already doing that with the Wi-Fi and stuff.
Yeah. Well, 6G is worse.
Because I saw an AI thing a couple of years ago that showed they had Wi-Fi in the room, and the AI could
This is from
figure out where the bodies were inside the room behind the walls off the signals and bouncing it and all this kind of stuff.
The Internet of Things.
Yes.
Yes, the Internet of Things.
It sure makes it easy to get rid of somebody if you really wanted to get rid of somebody.
What?
I said it makes it
They're gonna
easy to
know
get rid.
everything.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to know where you are sitting in your own home.
Plus, they can, with 6G,
Zap my brain.
zap your brain.
Do I not have to have something in there that makes it where they can do that easily? We got to take another break.
Nope.
We'll be back.
Show you can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that,
And,
Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Hey, golly, not a lot of time left in the day. So you were going to tell me, Ann, so all these little health monitors, my wife, there used to be a Whoop, and then Merritt has has the little ring that goes on. Now, it does help with the things that you're working with. Like hers tells her, if she's sleeping enough compared to how much she's exercising and all that kind of stuff. So it's part of her professional regime. But you're saying the data's going off somewhere else.
Yes.
And anybody and everybody has access to it. But so folks are like, well, why does that matter?
Well, why does it matter?
Mm-hmm.
The surveillance state is here.
Okay.
It's not in the future. It's here. They know when 6G comes out, they can actually monitor and change your DNA. They can read they can use it for brainwaves.
Do I have to have had like graphene, the COVID shots, or anything? I thought that was part of the antenna network to make it easier to.
Well, now all that stuff is being put in our food, just like you were talking about. The farmer who talked about his seeds, about the aluminum in the soil and the GMO seeds not having a problem growing with all the aluminum in the soil.
Right.
I can tell a difference. Of course, we've had a lot of rain this year, so my beans and my peas went crazy, but my tomatoes are awful. So, I don't know what that means. My cucumbers didn't do well, and I can't grow squash at all. My lettuce went nuts. So, the different things. But we now live in a surveillance bubble.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go anywhere. You can't do, even breathing, if you have one of those things. They know every single thing about you. And it's being stored
until
they reach the AI quantum, which I think is the beast that the Antichrist is going to use to know all. And we're handing all that information to them.
Right to them.
And we're not doing enough to stop it.
So what do you say to the, I know some younger people, and some of them will say, well, of course, they already have it. What are you going to do about it? Now, what I like to do is
unplug.
I like to unplug, but also like to throw things into my social media or text people things or that don't line up with my normal algorithm, so that they're like, he's crazy.
But they already know that.
But what do we do other than you said be prepared?
Well, we're heading for chaos, and we need to be prepared. But just like my mechanic, we were talking about it. My mechanic, I have a 2016 Camry with a lot of mileage on it.
Okay.
And I was talking to him about it, and he said, oh, no, you keep this car as long as you can. I don't have Apple Play. I have an FM in it, and of course the car has a computer, which they can access.
Yeah,
at any
it
time.
has electronic fuel injection, has some sort of computer. They have, everything's been, but that doesn't mean it's one that can transmit out.
Right. So if you get a new one next year, was it next year?
I think it's 2027. The federal government, I think Thomas Massey was one of the guys that tried to get it out, and the congressman refused to. Requires that the new cars be able to be remotely turned off.
Not only that, but they're reading you biometrically and everybody in your car. Yeah.
Everybody in your car?
Yeah. Especially in your passenger seat. They're going to read their faces biometrically. So he said, you don't want a new car. So now when I travel, which next week I'll be gone, and Wendy will make me drive her car because she doesn't want me driving mine down to the beach.
Right.
And which is no big deal. That car's probably going to go, like you said, to 300,000 miles, and it's nowhere near 300,000 miles.
Right.
but still, I get to drive the Acura, so everybody in the universe will know I'm driving the Acura and where I'm going and who's in the car with me, and I don't like that.
Yeah. No, I think it's a terrible thing.
So what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
Are we?
Well, that's the question. What do we do?
Are we going to unplug? How many people can get by in life without their iPhone now? I can't.
I'm pretty good at leaving mine around. I hate mine. I use it a lot, and if I'm bored, I'll pick it up. And yeah, I burn time and doom scroll and stay up too late at night. But I can leave mine on the cabinet on the weekend and not pick it up again till nighttime.
Yours
hate
doesn't
it.
ring like mine does.
Well, because I don't have any sound notifications on text messages. So unless you call me, and then I have the favorites list, which means that's a family member calling, and otherwise I don't pick it up.
Yeah. Well,
so.
Yeah.
But it is a love-hate relationship. I mean, I use it for the show. I understand why people like social media. TV's terrible.
Yeah,
TV's so bad that it kind of pushes you towards the phone. And I see a lot of good things.
Yeah.
But there's bad things in it. I mean, you can see what they
problem,
try to do, the bait they throw out to see if you'll start looking at this or start reading about that or whatever. They do that.
Yep. And they do that deliberately, and you don't know whether it's true or not, because then you have to have 5 different other sources before you can even assume that what's on that phone is the truth. I've gotten where I watch Korean TV.
Yeah, well, I know you like that, especially that guy.
Yeah.
So here's how they do it to you, okay?
Okay.
The remote kill switch stuff that's going to be mandatory. The final deadline for the final rule would be November 15th, 2027. You know how they sold it to start with?
Alcohol.
Yep. They're going to stop drunk driving.
Mm-hmm.
They mandate that cars passively monitor the driver's performance to prevent impaired driving.
And how do they do that?
With cameras
and biometrics.
Yep, that's exactly right. But see, they're keeping us safe.
And those of us, if you want to give up safety, if you want to give up your freedom for safety, you end up with neither. And that's what they've done to us for the past 30, 40 years. And convenience. Convenience.
Yeah, no, we will sell out for convenience, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. So
we got to take another break.
Yes, sir, we do.
We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
You can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Unfiltered Radio. Hey, look, we got somebody on topic. Are you kidding me?
Well, he hung up, and this is Emmett Crutchfeller.
Emmett Crutchfeller used to live. He and his boys used to live on the edge of my property at Botera, the sprawling plantation in the northern part of the state. Oh, cool. Emmett, welcome to the program. Haven't heard from you in a while.
Well, me and the boys was listening the other day, reminiscing about the COVID days when you let us come up and play volleyball with the neighbors.
Yeah, it was good times, and we're always glad to have the boys around.
Well, I appreciate it, and you let the Falcon come and everything. And, well, I was going to tell you, we've been busy. We've been trying to do an invention here. We've been taking some tent poles and some Reynolds wrap.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to try to see if Ann can be the first one to try it out for us. You have to wear it around you. Here is, are you ready for the acronym of what it does and names it?
But it's Pintos and Reynolds wrap, right?
No, it's tent poles, like you put up a tent. Like we got in your backyard. Yeah, you got to have a tent pole. It's going to save you from all the AI. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Ready.
Give it to us.
I'm ready.
First, aluminum redirection armature decoying apparatus, Yokel's secret system.
Faraday. That'd be a great idea, Emmett. Thank you, buddy.
I actually did have one of those hats. We talked about it.
The Faraday hat?
The Faraday hat.
Does it work?
I'm not real sure.
Do you think it does?
I'm not real sure. I put it on one day when I was feeling confused.
Right.
I could wear one every day.
I was about to say, I may be.
And so it straightened out my thinking. But, I have the ability once I get, because I have 8 different tracks going on in my brain at one time. And so how do I know it wasn't just psychological? I don't know. But I do have one. So maybe I can't call it my tinfoil hat because it looks like a regular ball cap, but it's lined with an aluminum material.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I looked up the other day. Do you know they make these nets that are like mosquito nets that will drape over your bed so that it screens out all the electromagnetic frequencies?
Okay, wait, send that to me.
No, I don't have a picture of that. I was looking, I wanted to end since you're here, and tomorrow's a Conspiracy Thinker Thursday. In 1797, in Edinburgh, Scotland, was the first publishing of a book by a guy named John Robison that was titled Proof of a Conspiracy. 1797. Okay, I don't know anything about the book. I ran across the book because I had seen a quote from George Washington. The book gained rapid popularity and was quickly printed in London, followed by its first American editions published in Philadelphia and New York in 1798. So 1 year later, this book is making its way across the country, Proofs of a Conspiracy. This timing is what prompted the Reverend G.W. Snyder to send a copy to George Washington. And then Washington responded in October of 1798 about the book. Now, here's what Washington said. And it was difficult. I had to go through 3 stages of AI. I asked about his quote. It just referenced his quote. Then I finally had to tell it to give me the quote. And then it said, here's the exact quote from George Washington's letter to Reverend G.W. Snyder on October 24th, 1798. He's talking about this book. What was the name of it?
Is that the one with the Illuminati and the Masons?
Well, it's talking about, I'll give you the quote.
Okay.
The book was Proofs of a Conspiracy. George Washington is responding. He says, it was not my intention to doubt that the doctrines of the Illuminati and the principles of Jacobinism had not spread in the United States. He says, not my intention to doubt that might be happening. On the contrary, no one is more truly satisfied of this fact than I am. So George Washington is saying, hey, this Illuminati stuff and this Jacobinism is definitely here. Because he says, it's not my intention to doubt that. On the contrary, no one's more truly satisfied than I am. The idea that I meant to convey was that I did not believe that the lodges of Freemasons in this country had, as societies, endeavored to propagate the diabolical tenets of the first or pernicious principles of the latter, if they are susceptible of separation. That individuals of them may have done it, or that the founder or instrument employed to found the democratic societies in the United States may have had these objects and actually had a separation of the people from their government in view is too evident to be questioned. So he's saying, hey, look, I know there's some of this out here. I don't think our guys are in on it, at least in 1798. I don't know now. But George Washington is responding to a pastor who's sent him a book about conspiracies in 1790-something. Fast forward to 2026, Ann Eubank, Scott Beason, Alex Jones, whoever, are all crazies because they have these conspiracy theories they talk about. And you can go all the way back to the first president of the United States who's like, hey, look, I know something's going on. I don't know if my guys are doing it right now.
So how many presidents were Masons?
I don't know the answer to that yet.
There were a bunch. And so August the 18th, I start Beneath the Surface on SNL Media. You can find it on Facebook.
Saturday Night Live Media?
Saturday Night Live Media. No, it's S&L.
Okay.
You can find it on my Facebook. And we're going to be talking Illuminati, Mason.
Well, you're going to get us up to speed, right?
Fabian.
I know they're wanting us to head out. So we gotta end the day, right? Y'all be good.
Yes,
y'all
sir,
be
we
safe.
do.
We'll try to be back tomorrow. See y'all.